Hello, and welcome to Road TRIpVIA, the once-a-day road trip trivia quiz. Today's episode is number 546. The category is Brainy Tuesday, number 22. This is a 20-question trivia quiz with a question 21 tiebreaker at the very end. The Brainy Tuesday category questions come from random categories, but they are slightly more difficult than the questions we normally post. So good luck on today's quiz. Question number 1. One of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. What was the name of the structure built by Nebuchadnezzar II around 600 BC that was some 75 feet off the ground and about 400 square feet in area? The answer is the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Question 2. Mary Ann Evans wrote many famous novels in a time when female novelists were seen only as romantic authors. She used what pseudonym when publishing books like Felix Holt, Romola, Adam Bede, The Mill on the Floss, Middlemarch, and Silas Marner? Those books were all published under the name George Eliot. Question 3. Winding its way through the Safed-Co mountain range and varying in width from 5 to 150 feet. What is the name of the road that is 30 miles long and goes from Peshawar, Pakistan to Kabul, Afghanistan? The answer is the Khyber Pass. Question 4. The elder one was a Gothic painter whose most well-known work was The Presentation of Christ in the Temple. The younger achieved great fame as a portraitist, specifically for his paintings of Henry VIII. What was the first and last name shared by these two artists? The answer is Hans Holbein the elder and Hans Holbein the younger. Question 5. What are the names of the Hebrew men from the biblical book of Daniel, primarily chapter 3, that survived being thrown into a fiery furnace by Nebuchadnezzar II, king of Babylon, when they refused to bow down to the king's image? The answer is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Question number 6. At a dinner to honor Nobel Prize winners at the White House, John F. Kennedy was quoted as saying, "There hasn't been this much intelligence in this room since what man dined here alone?" The answer is Thomas Jefferson. Question 7. Das Rheingold, Der Valkyrie, Siegfried, and Der Götterdämmerung. These are the 4 episodes of the German language epic music drama, The Ring of the Nibelung. By what composer? The answer is Richard Wagner. Question 8. Frank Castle was a good cop. That was before his wife and children were killed by drug dealers. What is the name of this comic book character portrayed by Dolph Lundgren in a very low-budget film in 1989? The answer is The Punisher. Question 9. In November of what year all within 24 hours, did the television show Doctor Who begin its long run on BBC, famous authors Aldous Huxley and C.S. Lewis died, and John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas by Lee Harvey Oswald. I think it was between November 22nd and 23rd of 1963. Question 10. She doesn't really care for Charles Hamilton or Frank Kennedy, but ends up marrying them both, and they both end up dying. What is the title of the novel in which the third husband of the heroine is Rhett Butler? The answer is Gone with the Wind. Question 11. Eric Arthur Blair wrote under what pen name and was best remembered for two works, one of which details the adventures of Winston Smith and the other has to do with a power-hungry pig named Napoleon? The answer is George Orwell. Question 12. The USS Nautilus was the first nuclear-powered submarine, but what was the name of the first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier that their mission may have been to boldly go where no one has gone before? The answer is the USS Enterprise. Question 13. Their initial purpose was to fight in the Crusades and regain the Holy Land from the Muslims. What was the name of the group that, by the time the Crusades were over, had a sophisticated banking system established in many European countries? The answer is the Knights Templar. Question 14. The flock of Geryon, the Arcadian deer, the Augean stables, the wild boar of the Erymanthus, the golden apples of Hesperides, and the Nemean lion are half of the 12 labors performed by what Greek hero? The answer is Heracles or Hercules. Question 15. What actor, who also holds 7 Mr. Olympia titles, starred in movies from the 1970s and 80s like The Jane Mansfield Story, Scavenger Hunt, Red Sonja, Red Heat, and Raw Deal? Those were his lesser-known movies. The answer is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Question 16. The last name of the Italian poet who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1959 was the same name as what hunchbacked bell ringer in Victor Hugo's classic 1831 tale? The name they share is Quasimodo. Question 17. They include manuals of discipline, hymn books, apocalyptic writings, and biblical commentaries. What is the better-known name of these manuscripts, which were found by a shepherd boy in Qumran, Jordan, in 1947? The answer is the Dead Sea Scrolls. Question 18. During the Persian Wars, it served as the scene of the heroic death of Leonidas and his men who attempted to stem the tide of the invading Persians. Translated from the Greek, the name of what ancient pass means hot gates? The answer is Thermopylae. Question number 19. Born in Thorn in 1473 and educated in mathematics and science, as well as astronomy and canon law, what is the name of the man who is best known for proving that the Earth revolves around the Sun? The answer is Nicholas Copernicus. Question 20. The Man in the Brown Suit, The 450 from Paddington, Death Comes as the End, The Mirror Cracked, Nemesis, The Secret Adversary, They Came to Baghdad, and Death on the Nile were all novels written by what author? The answer is Agatha Christie. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for watching this episode of Road TRIpVIA. Hopefully you enjoy these Brainy Tuesday trivia quizzes. Like I said at the beginning, these are a little more difficult. If you're looking for the same type of questions, the random category questions that are a little bit easier, try Fridays when we do TRIpVIA. That's the questions from the television show Jeopardy that have been altered slightly so the questions fit the format of this quiz where you can answer them in the form of an answer. They're usually a little bit easier. They're from the same random categories, but they're not as hard as Brainy Tuesday. Anyways, those are the two. Brainy Tuesday and TRIpVIA is a little bit easier, and then in between that we sprinkle in all the different categories, all the different types of trivia quizzes. I'm not sure what's coming up the rest of the week, but if you look back in any of our playlists or any of our previously played videos, there's right now 545 other trivia quizzes that you can play if you've already played this one. So we've been getting a ton of new subscribers in the last couple of weeks. Don't just start from here and go out for one a day. We have a whole category of trivia quizzes that you can play. Today's episode 546, so that means there's at least 545 other ones that you can dig into and look. We have playlists, they're all arranged, it's very easy. Please dig into them. Let us know if you have any questions. You can email us at roadtripvia@gmail.com, or you can just leave a mean comment below the video. Here is question 21 for today, the tiebreaker. There have been many artists whose paintings have been displayed at the Grand Gallery of the Louvre. Of them, only one was living when his works were being shown. What is the name of the Spanish cubist who painted Guernica? The only artist who was alive at the time his works were being shown in the Grand Gallery of the Louvre, who also painted Guernica, was Pablo Picasso. Thank you for watching today. Hope you're having a good week. Check back tomorrow. See you then.